In the summer of 1969, a thick, cold fog rolled over the San Francisco Bay, carrying with it a chilling silence. The city, usually vibrant with the sounds of the counterculture, suddenly held its breath. A series of brutal, seemingly random attacks had left the public paralyzed. Then, the letters began to arrive. Envelopes addressed to the major newspapers contained cryptic threats and a terrifying demand. Publish these symbols on the front page, or more would die. The author of these missives adopted a name that would haunt history: the Zodiac. Detective Dave Toshi stood in the middle of a frantic precinct, his mind racing as fast as the sirens outside. He was a man of meticulous detail, known for his sharp instincts and a persistent drive to find order in chaos. The Zodiac case, however, was a labyrinth with no exit. Dave stared at the photographs of the crime scenes, searching for a pattern, a slip-up, or a signature that wasn't written in ink. The killer wasn't just committing crimes. He was playing a high-stakes intellectual game with the entire city, and Dave was the lead player on the side of the law. The first puzzle was the Z408 cipher. It arrived in 3 parts, a chaotic jumble of 408 characters that defied the best military codebreakers of the era. Surprisingly, it wasn't a government agency that cracked it, but a high school teacher named Donald and his wife, Betty. In their living room, surrounded by coffee cups and scrap paper, they spent an entire weekend looking for the E's and T's of the English language. When the symbols finally shifted into letters, the message they revealed was more terrifying than the code itself. The decoded Z408 message spoke of a twisted philosophy. "I like killing because it is so much fun," it read. The killer claimed to be collecting slaves for the afterlife, which he called paradise, misspelled as paradise. This chilling revelation provided a glimpse into the Zodiac's psyche, not a political radical or a common thief, but a man driven by a delusional, dark mysticism. The motive was as abstract as the symbols he used, leaving the police to hunt a ghost who believed he was building an empire in another world. Then came the Z340. Arriving in November 1969, this cipher was more complex, more refined, and infinitely more stubborn. For Dave and the department, it became a symbol of their frustration. While the Zodiac continued to taunt the police with phone calls and pieces of blood-stained clothing, the 340 characters remained a wall of silence. Dave would often sit in his car during late-night shifts, staring at a photocopy of the Z340, wondering if the secret to the killer's identity was hidden right there in plain sight, locked behind a code that refused to break. Years turned into decades. The trail grew cold, and the Zodiac's letters eventually stopped, but the obsession did not. Dave moved on to other cases, yet the shadow of the man who called himself the Zodiac never truly left him. The case became a blueprint for modern criminal profiling, and a testament to the power of public fear. Even without new crimes, the intellectual challenge of the unsolved ciphers lived on in the minds of amateur sleuths and professional cryptographers around the world, all seeking the name the killer promised to reveal. Among the remaining mysteries were the Z32 and Z13 ciphers. The Z32 was accompanied by a map, suggesting a bomb was hidden somewhere in the city, its location tied to a specific set of coordinates. The Z13 was the most personal taunt of all. "My name is," followed by 13 mysterious characters. For Dave, these short strings of symbols were the most agonizing. They were too brief for standard frequency analysis, leaving the killer's true name tantalizingly out of reach, a final, mocking riddle left for future generations to solve. Fast forward to 2020, the world had changed, but the Z340 remained unsolved until a trio of investigators took up the mantle. David Orenchak, a software developer, had spent years leading a global effort to crack the code. Using modern computing power and a deep understanding of cryptographic history, he and his team looked for patterns that humans could never see. They realized the Zodiac hadn't just used a simple substitution. He had shifted the characters diagonally, creating a multi-layered trap designed to defeat the technology of 1969. Working alongside Sam Blake and Jarl Van Eyck, David finally saw the symbols collapse into words. The breakthrough was a moment of pure intellectual triumph. The message was not a name, but a defiant scream from the past. I hope you are having lots of fun in trying to catch me. I am not afraid of the gas chamber. After 51 years, the wall had finally come down. David and Sam shared the news with the FBI, confirming that the code was broken, even if the man behind it remained a ghost. The story of the Zodiac ciphers is a journey through the darkest corners of the human mind and the brightest reaches of human ingenuity. While the killer's identity may never be known, the cracking of the Z340 proved that no secret can stay hidden forever. Dave Toshi's legacy and the 2020 team's brilliance represent the two halves of justice, the tireless footwork of the detective and the persistent logic of the codebreaker. The letters remain as a haunting reminder of a city's fear, but the broken codes belong to the light of truth.